Just don't get it on now. Get it on. Don't get it on now. Get it on. Just don't get it on now. Get it
Hello, Will here, and here we are with some daily races in Gran Turismo Sport. First race we're going to begin with is Daily Race B, and yeah, it wasn't the most glorious of hours, but again, doing the whole start from the back, see how we do. Yeah, so yeah, this race, yeah, could have been better, could have been a lot worse. Because it took me about 3 attempts to get this bloody video. But eventually got there. In the end, eventually got it. Without either needing to rage quit because of a mistake I made, or because it was such a messy race. I thought, you know what, I can't put this on YouTube because it would just instantly get taken down for the filth. But so yeah, we start from the back. So how we do, so as you can see, yeah, we are in the Nürburgring, and obviously we're using the R8, which is the dominating car in qualifying. Now, during this point at this race, the one person I do have to look out for is I think his name's like Maximilian or something like that, and there's some filth there. Should have really age restricted that as well, but yeah, what can I do? But no, one person I do need to keep an eye on is, well, there's 2 people now technically I really need to keep an eye on. Maximilian the Italian, but that's probably maybe because of his internet connection, and the South African in front of me, because at that point when the other guy, the guy in the green Porsche spun out, this South African, he didn't even look like he even attempted to try and slow down at all. And let alone he's going a bit slow there, to be honest, but yeah, what can I do? But you know, so I was a bit like I want to try and overtake him, but I want to try and overtake him at a point where I don't think he'll attempt to bugger me up. Because I don't think he was not so much a dirty racer. It was more just not very self-aware, shall we say. You know, so it's like if someone was spinning out in front of him, he'd just carry on anyway, regardless of the situation, which he kind of did earlier on in the lap. Yeah, the Nürburgring, the Grand Prix circuit. Yeah, it's not. I don't mind the track. I don't mind the track at all. Really, I think it's actually quite a good track. It's just, it's not my strongest. It's sort of, sometimes it takes a few attempts for me to actually get a good lap in. You know, so it's not my strongest track, but again, at the same time, it's not my worst track either. It's an alright track. Well, for me, it's an alright track in the way to my ability in the track. So I'm going a bit wide there. Unfortunately, I'm going to get back ahead. That's alright. And then here they're going very, very slow. Though I'm pretty sure you can go a little bit faster for there. Because to me it felt like they were going a bit slow for there. So unfortunately I can't really do a lot there. So alright. Still stuck behind these two people. So now it is sort of a question of what can I do? I have no idea. Well, let's see what we can do. Obviously gaining a little bit of ground there. Luckily enough. Going for Schumacher S. So we are starting to catch up with the Maximilian, the Italian, in the Supra, who is another person we've got to keep an eye on. But that's more because, again, because of his internet connection. It's not great. It's kind of in the red, so it's pretty much dead. Pretty much. That guy just left. I can only assume a slight little tap on the Italian there. Pretending he actually gains out of it. I don't. He does though. I know we have one guy there leave. I can only guess that maybe someone either he got reset or someone pushed him wide on the chicane or something like that, so he just left. So I am back in last place again, but that's the thing, most of the time I was end up being in last place. Oh, little bit. But yeah, most of the time I end up being in last place primarily because the people who were behind me were leaving. Probably most of the time was the reason why I was in last place. So I try to go around the outside, try and get ahead at least of the South African, but I don't have the best exit on that corner. So he does overtake again. And that, so back to the back. Oh, what joys. Italian there going a bit swift. Fortunately, has a bit of a slower exit, so there's a little bump. But lucky enough, didn't cause any problems. But see, this is why I had to be careful around this Italian. Is you can see his car's a bit glitchy at points. So it's like you never know when his car's suddenly going to jolt to the left or suddenly jolt to the right. But then on his screen, we're jolting to the left and we're jolting to the right. So it's kind of like, what can you do? It's a bit difficult to figure out how to get past him at the right time without getting smacked off because of something that's out of both of our control. And I was like, alright, you know what? I'll try the chicane. Lucky enough. Yeah, a bit slowish with there, but lucky enough, I managed to get past him, so I was like, alright, I ain't gotta worry about him now. Past him. I ain't gotta worry about him, so let's try and catch up with the South African, who's unfortunately managed to gain ground on us. But at least I'm not in last place. Italian there, going a bit wide. Lucky enough I was already on the inside of the corner there, otherwise I probably would have got smacked up the arse there. Yeah, not the best time to go a bit squiff, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we are. Well, we're sort of. Well, actually, no, we're not. Ignore me. We're not really gaining at all. I don't think. If anything, we've actually probably lost ground more than gained actually at the moment. So, oh dear. But coming to the end of this race, and again, yeah, this wasn't the best race, but this is obviously at this point I am trying to race clean and as fairly as I can. So unfortunately, one guy went a bit wide and got himself reset, so I managed to gain a position. Even the Italian managed to gain a position. By Joe. But yeah, I'm trying to race clean, so obviously See that I'm not always an aggressive driver. Sometimes I can be a little bit of an aggressive driver. Sometimes I'm a bit more calmer in my driving. And in this case, I was a bit calmer in my driving. But you know what? I'm just gonna take a nice relaxed drive around, and if I'm able, you know, to get a good position, and I get a good position, blah 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 blah. Unfortunately, in this case, not really, but it could have been worse. It could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. But I still managed to climb 5 positions, got the clean race. So all in all, and I got higher than my car number. So all in all, not a terrible result. Not the best result, but not terrible. But right, on to the second race. And this one is on LZ Race A. And once again we are back at Tsukuba with the Mazda Roadster, or Unos Roadster, or MX-5 touring car. It depends on where you come from, depending on what you call it. But here we are again. Now, I've got a bit more of a higher challenge on this one by the fact that I'm car number 4, but I am starting at the back once again. But I got more of a challenge on this one because I'm car number 4. So, it should be fun. But also very, very messy potentially. And I go on the other side. Get it. It. Managed to climb 2 positions there. Got down to 11, no, 10, 10, 11, 10, 11. People going wrong. Climbing 9th. So, after all that, managed to climb a couple of positions. Get a little tap there. But, nothing major bad. Just a little tap by Mad. I can't see what his name is. It sounds like Mad Mackie? Something like that, I think. Or Mad Make. It's like M-A-I-K or something like that. I think it's the German's name is. We'll squeeze the head of the Mad German. I was going to call him the Mad German. So, on to lap 2. See if we can gain any more positions. Got an army of blue and being attacked by, being rear flanked by their German compadre. And everything's getting a little bit squiff. So, things are going all fucking squiff. They're all over the place. They're all over the shop. Bang, bang, bada, boom. And after all of that, I get 6th. Unfortunately, with that blue car that went off there, there was literally nothing I could do. Unfortunately, he sort of like, I think he got pushed, started to spin out a bit, and unfortunately just crossed my path. I finished it off, but unfortunately, a bit of a lunge. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot I could do there to stop from hitting him. Primarily because I didn't actually see him coming initially at first. It was just like, come right across me. Well, what can I do? Not a lot, apart from heavily brake and possibly cause a big pileup behind me. So that was an unfortunate circumstance. But we now find ourselves up in 5th. We were in 4th, but we find ourselves now in 5th because the German in front of him had a better exit on the last corner. Getting tapped in the ass by a blue car again. We managed to get past the British person. Little bit aggressive there. Now, unfortunately, I think due to the aggressiveness of the Finnish guy, who gets calmer, kind of unfortunately caused the German, Steinbach I think his name was. Fortunately, to brake a little bit extra, I hit into him, unfortunately. But then he gets finished off and actually spun up by, I don't know if it was the pole in front of me, or if it was another blue car. So yeah, this wasn't the pinnacle of clean, fair racing. But most circumstances, it was either caused by someone else in front of me, and the unfairness was done by someone else, or was a situation where there was not a lot I could do, unfortunately. But I do find myself in 4th, so I now find myself matching my car door number. So all in all, not doing too bad. I mean, first is just gone. You know, first is pretty much gone. Second's not too far ahead, and as well as third is not too far ahead. Right, since now we're getting close to the last lap, is now I need to push to try and catch up with the pole. I am not going to bother trying to pronounce his name because to me it's a jumble of letters, so I literally have no idea how you're supposed to pronounce it. So I'm going to save the embarrassment of butchering the guy's name. So we've got a bit of a gap. I think it's like 1.3, 1.5, something like that, I think. Can't quite see it from here, because unfortunately on my screen at the moment it's very, very tiny, so I can't see it, unfortunately. But it's not impossible to catch up, it's just going to require a bit of concentration. Ready? So I'm going to see what we can do. I think now we've gained a little bit of ground. Now unfortunately there, he just cuts the corner just a little bit too much. So he gets himself a half-second penalty as well as has a slower exit. So this is a good opportunity for me to basically catch up with him. Now if I could just stay close enough behind him, I can gain third. Albeit by that he's fortunately he got himself a penalty. But I can still gain third, I can still gain a podium. Just as long as I stay close enough behind him. So am I close enough? Yes. So I finished that in third place. So I managed to get a podium from starting from the back. Albeit by people kind of buggering each other up. You know, that didn't really happen. But I got another clean race. Got raised up 9 positions. And finished on the podium. So all in all, not too shabby. But right, so about this announcement that was promised at the beginning. Now, I probably will be stopped doing daily races videos for just a short while. I know, so sad. I'm gonna be so missed. But what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to do like a endurance world tour, I suppose, I may as well call it. I'll be using the Super Formulas. Well, in my case, I'll just be using the one that you're seeing right now, which is standing like a sore thumb. And it's basically what I'm doing is there's going to be 12 races, and each race is in each country that's represented in the game. Now, it's not going to be every single track; it's just going to be one track per country. And it's going to be a bunch of endurance races. So there are going to be some that are laps, and there are going to be some that are more just time races, like half an hour race or 40-minute race. And the lap races will be like 20 to 30 laps, depends on what track it is. Apart from the last race, which is actually only 5 laps, but that's because it's a long track. But yeah, so anybody would be welcome to join. Anybody would be allowed to join the race, to join in the lobbies. In the ways of time structure, there is going to be no direct time structure because I can't guarantee a time and a date of when I will be able to do it. So if you want to know when I'm thinking of doing a race, I am going to plan to try and do it like 1 race a week. That's the only time structure I have, is 1 race a week. But to keep up to date of when it's going to happen, you can either follow me on Twitter at NeonEye, or you can add me on PlayStation. Just find me on NeonEye, and you can direct message me there, and then to ask me if you're interested in when it's going to happen, and I might actually then have a bit of a better idea on when it's going to happen. But It's gonna be a long thing. So it's 3 months. It's gonna take basically be going for 3 months, and yeah, it's not a legitimate series or anything like that. It's just something that I just want to do for a bit of fun, and as a little side project, just have a bit of fun with. Now, my car I will be using is the Honda, but in the actual races, you can use either the Honda or the Toyota. And in my case, I'm using a Help for Heroes, which is a charity for army veterans and other people who've done military service, and I will be racing for them. So, you know, keep an eye out for that, and follow me on Twitter to keep updated when and where it's going to happen. Now, yeah, so the outro is a little bit different, but the fact that I'm still talking over it. My god, I completely ran out of time of what the hell I was talking about. So, until the next time, I will see you all at the finish line.